as long as she doesn't make you commit shirk and kufr.
He expound on the ayah, sort of more, where Allah said, I brought you out of the womb of your mother. So I gave you life, and hearing, and a heart, and life.
The brother is mentioning a verse in Surah An-Nur on where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions the meaning that he said, Allah brought you out of your mother's womb, knowing nothing, and then he gave you sight, etc., etc., etc. Inshallah, we can ask the people of knowledge about the meaning of this ayah. Inshallah. And alhamdulillah, some people may be disturbed. They might think that this is not the Dawood Adeeb that they're familiar with. Well, just like Tide and other products in the supermarket, this is a new and improved Dawood Adeeb. Does a Muslim man have a responsibility for his Muslim wife's parents? The responsibility of the Muslim wife's parents is on the Muslim brother-in-law and sister-in-law. You understand? It's their responsibility. It's your wife's brothers and sisters' responsibility. Unless the person didn't complete the question and they're saying that the person lives with them. If the parent lives with you, then she's your mother. You consummated the marriage with her daughter, she's your mother. She's not like your mother, she is your mother. Now, what you can do for your deceased parents if they're Muslims, and we hope that you're righteous so that the dua will benefit them, because if you're not righteous, then the dua won't benefit them. You can make dua for them. It's one of the three things that after a person dies that will benefit them. They have waladun salihun yad'u lahu. He has a righteous child and makes dua for them. As for the non-Muslim parents, there's nothing you can do for them after they die. Nothing. No dua whatsoever. It is haram to make dua and istighfar, forgiveness for them while they're alive, to ask Allah for barakah or blessing for them while they're alive or while they're dead. Doesn't make any difference. And for the proof of this, you can check Surah At-Tawbah, chapter 9, verses 80 through 84. The explanation is clear. Verses 80 through 84 of Surah At-Tawbah, chapter number 9. It is not permissible to make dua for your parents that are kuffar while they're alive, dua of asking forgiveness and blessing. You ask Allah to guide them only. And after they're dead, it's over. As your parents that are Muslims that died, of course you make dua for them. You ask Allah to make their grave spacious for them and to give them the highest place of Jannah.
I'd like to expand on that question that you just read out, the last one. In the case where you have women who've gotten married and they've left the house, they're living with their husbands. A lot of times we see in our community that people feel that they don't have any more responsibility over their parents, even though maybe their parents are living by themselves, they're fine and healthy. Can you address that? Can I make myself clear?
No.
Okay, it's like parents have two daughters. Both daughters get married and they're living in their respective houses with their husbands and their families. What rights do they still have on their parents? You know, what are their responsibilities? The women's responsibilities to their parents. They don't have any brothers, just sisters.
Once again, the general, for those who didn't hear, for instance, the scenario is you have two blood sisters who get married, alhamdulillah, and they leave the home. They're living outside of their mother's home or their father's home, or both. What is the responsibility of those two to their parents? And we're talking about long distance, or in the same state or same vicinity. Either way it goes, of course, if they're in the same vicinity, the responsibility is still there. The hukuk, the rights of the parents are still there. Doesn't make any difference. Even if it's long distance, we have to make sure that they're comfortable. We have to make sure that they're doing well. At least call them, fax them, do something. We have to treat them kindly. Geographical proximity does not dissolve or delete or expunge or separate the person's right that Allah has put on them. Geographical proximity has nothing to do with it. In fact, if you have the ability, you should be striving to live close to them. For some of you who Allah has blessed with, quote, good jobs, end quote, you're an accountant, you're a carpenter or a plumber, you have the ability to get up and go get another job. Accountants are needed all over the place. Your mother lives in Seattle, Washington, and you live in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. You should get the newspaper from Seattle, Washington, and move to be close to your mother and father. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best. No, then we'll come around. Well, let's get this younger brother here, because the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, لَيْسَ مِنَّا مَنْ لَمْ يَرْحَمْ صَغِيرَنَا. He's not of us who doesn't have mercy on his younger. Early in the morning, 9:41.
The father don't like his wife or the child's mother. The father doesn't like the child's mother.
He doesn't like his own wife? Oh, he has two. Now you're making it clear. He has two wives. Okay. He's not going to support his father in the polygyny, in anything. So the question is, what is the question? Allahu A'lam. I don't know. After all of that, I don't know. No.
In reference to the question that you was asked earlier about the breaking of relationships, and I believe it was the hadith of Prophet Muhammad said that whoever breaks the ties of relations will not enter Jannah. Could you explain that in reference to what you said you didn't know what that hadith means?
No, I don't know. I don't know the meaning of the hadith. But I do know that if you keep your family ties, you keep the civic rahim, it will increase your life. A person who wants their life, and thank you, and their money expensive, Allah is keep it. A person, another narration, their money. The person wants to make their life longer on this earth, then they should keep their family ties, they should keep the connection of their family ties, and it will increase their lives on this earth and their money, according to the statement of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I mean, why, yeah. What right does a Muslim stepfather have with the children? The same thing that you say the right that the stepfather has with the children, his stepchildren? Is that what you're saying? To the best of my knowledge, you say right or responsibility? Or you say, do you mean obligation when you say right? That's what you mean. The obligation that he has on them is to teach them Islam. He doesn't have the obligation to feed them. He doesn't have the obligation to clothe them. He doesn't have the obligation to do anything other than what their father's supposed to be doing. Their father's supposed to be taking care of this. If he does anything other than that, or does what their father's supposed to be doing, then this is a sadaqah for them. The obligations that they have is different. They have to obey him because they're in his house. They have to obey him. He's the Imam of the house. And Allah knows better.
This is the last question.
Last question written or last question told? Is the father still wali even if he is not a Muslim? What is his role of participating in the nikah? No, this is not pertaining to this topic, inshallah. We don't want to be disrespectful, but Brother Jamil, he said that this should be revolving around the topic, and this one is on the wilaya and nikah, not on birrul walidayn or huququhuma. It's not on righteousness and rights to the responsibility for the family. Inshallah. Actually, the person who is in charge of this is Jamil. Whatever he says goes. And if I were you, I wouldn't let him have it because he already asked the question. If I were you. Because he already had the question. And he didn't have it. Alhamdulillah. Allah is better speak. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Okay, at the end of this session, brothers and sisters, I know that